This episode of Distraction is sponsored by OmegaBrite CBD, formulated by OmegaBrite Wellness, creators of the #1 omega-3 supplements for the past 20 years. OmegaBrite CBD, safe, third-party tested, and it works. Shop online at OmegaBriteWellness.com. And by Landmark College, offering comprehensive support for students with ADHD and other learning differences. Learn more at lcdistraction.org. Landmark College, the college of choice for students who learn differently. Hello and welcome to Distraction. I'm your host, Dr. Ned Hallowell. We have a wonderfully special podcast today. My wonderful friend, brilliant physician, researcher, innovator, Dr. Carole Locke, is on the line with us. You may remember her from a few years ago when she joined me to talk about the benefits of omega-3s. She's also the founder and creator of the wonderful outfit called OmegaBrite, OmegaBrite. They make my favorite version of omega-3 supplements. So it's a perfect time to have Dr. Locke join us again in this time of stress as we roll through the pandemic of our invisible enemy, the coronavirus. But Carole is a bearer of good news. She's a good news doctor, and she produces products that will battle down the bad guys, as Carole is truly one of the good guys. So welcome to Distraction, Dr. Carole Locke.
Thank you very much, Ned. It's great to be here.
Can you tell us why it's a good idea to take omega-3 fatty acid supplements?
Yes, so omega-3s are very important. They are molecules that our body does not make, and we need to take in our diet. When we don't take them, we have a pro-inflammatory state. We need to take them to help balance the omega-3 and omega-6 balance that many people have heard about. And omega-3s are important. They form part of the membranes in our brain, and they are also important in regulating our inflammatory and our immune system, which affect our mood, our energy, how we feel, how we think, and also many disease states that have inflammation as a basis. So adding omega-3s back is an essential and pretty amazing way that we can help with our health.
Tell me why it's amazing.
It's amazing because your body has a natural balance. When we discovered inflammation, it won the Nobel Prize, but we only knew about omega-6. We didn't know the body had its own balancing act to counter omega-6 to keep it in line. Then later we learned that omega-3 and omega-6 compete with each other to help your body stay balanced in its inflammation state. So that if you get a cut, you want it to swell, turn red, you want white cells to go there, but you don't want your body attacking itself or doing that all the time. So when you take omega-3s, you are bringing your body back into balance and giving it the tools it needs to stay calm in the cellular level.
And most people don't get enough of that in their diet?
No, they don't. When we had the agricultural revolution, we started to eat a lot of grain-fed animals, grain oils, and that's where we lost the natural omega-3s. And we stopped eating cold water fish. So when we bring it back, we have those benefits, and people are not getting enough in their diet. Their omega-3 omega-6 ratio is out of line. It's about 20 to 1 omega-6 to omega-3, and it should be 2 to 1 or 1 to 1. So we have way too much omega-6.
And you've been working on this a long time. I know you created your product. Originally, it was found to be helpful for bipolar and depression. And then I got to know you because it turned out to be useful for ADHD. And then the whole thing just went wild because it was clear that it was good for everybody in myriad different ways. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. We've been doing this, working on omega-3s for a good 25 years, and we I formulated OmegaBrite 20 years ago at Harvard while on the faculty at Harvard Medical School working on omega-3s and bipolar, and we found that it was helpful, as you said then. And after we formulated it and I launched OmegaBrite, it has become very beneficial for ADHD, for many different aspects. People feel better on it.
Anything where inflammation is part of the process, and that includes pretty much every disease known, from obesity to high blood pressure to cancer. I mean, you're taking something that's good for, and it's good for children too, right? Very good for children, and it helps them a lot. We have done studies with children on it. It's very safe for children and adults, and we have done studies done at Ohio State showing a reduction of inflammatory molecules in your blood by 17% and reduction in your perception of stress by 20%. So people, we're having a real benefit, a real effect. People's bodies are really changing with OmegaBrite, and that's what we find very exciting. Again, your website is OmegaBrite.com, OmegaBrite.com. I just couldn't vouch for anyone more than I can vouch for Carole. She's been in the trenches for 25 years, probably knows more about omega-3s than anyone you could find. And in more good news, you've come up with a new product that includes CBDs. Now, most of us don't know about the cannabinoid system and the cannabis system. I was in medical school when they discovered the endogenous morphine receptor, the endorphins, and what a big deal that was. Well, this is an equally big deal, is it not, the endogenous cannabinoid receptors? Yes, it's new. I mean, in the last 2 decades, but the science exploding now. The endocannabinoid system, where we have this system, and it appears in our body, all throughout our body, from our brain to our gut. It's in our nervous system. It's in our cardiac, our heart receptors, and even your good bacteria in your gut have endocannabinoid receptors. And CBD stands for what? Cannabidiol. Okay, so when you take that, tell me what you're doing when you take the CBD supplement. So CBD is from the cannabis plant, but it's from the hemp plant, which is very high in CBD, cannabidiol, a plant molecule, and it is not THC. The hemp plant has a very low amount of THC in it. So just for people listening, THC is what's in pot that gets you high. Right. So we don't want to have THC for people, and we want to bring the benefits of cannabidiol to people and to their bodies. What's exciting about the endocannabinoid system is your body has a system, and you have natural cannabinoids that are floating around, and you have receptors. And this regulates a homeostasis, a level of balance. And when we often find that those are low, our natural cannabinoids are low, what we can do now with CBD is people can take CBD in an oil, a capsule, in different forms, and that helps enhance their own body's endocannabinoid system. And that's where they're getting these amazing benefits. Now, what are the amazing benefits? People are feeling everything from a reduction in stress, anxiety, a huge benefit with sleep. Many people sleeping through the night that they haven't slept through the night in years. They're having a reduction in pain, and they have an overall sense of well-being, an increased sense of focus. There's new research on many more benefits in medical fields that we can get into, but overall, people are getting a very strong sense of well-being and reduction in anxiety, increase in focus. I can vouch for that myself, because not only do I take Carole's omega-3 product, but I have just started taking the CBD product, and I have to admit, I do feel just not sedated at all, but just a calmer, and I'm a fairly high voltage kind of guy, so it's good for me to chill a little bit. But it's not like smoking weed at all. It's quite different. And I guess it's just created by the CBD finding the endocannabinoid receptors and binding. And it feels good. But don't get me wrong, this is not a high at all. It's a natural calming, if you will, but not sedating, not mentally blunting, anything like that.
I think that's what's exciting about it, is people report a calmness, a greater sense of well-being, a focus, no sedation, and an ability to move forward, to focus often in precision. So it's very exciting to be able to bring that into people's lives. I know for me personally, I tend to be kind of a high amp person and can have anxiety, and that can interfere with my ability to do things or move forward. What I find about it personally is I find I'm calmer, not sedated, but very focused and able to really tackle things that I want to tackle, or connect with people, or make calls, or do things that I was having a hard time doing. And then it's more of a flow. I feel more me and very calm and very able. I hear that from my patients as well. The focus, the precision, the ability to do things, and less anxiety, ability to be part of the world better.
Yeah. It's a big breakthrough, isn't it?
It is huge, and I think it's great because it's non-addictive. It has very healthy anti-inflammatory properties as well, and you're bringing more wellness into people's lives. And so I think when you can do that with something that is healthy and good for you, it's very exciting to see the benefits people are getting.
Yeah. You also told me the CBD, it's become like the Wild West. There's a lot of different products out there, so you want to choose carefully. Is that correct?
Right, and that's how we got into it. I got into it looking at the omega-3 and the CBD and the endocannabinoid system, and then saw how with OmegaBrite, our omega-3, we've spent 20 years of making a very high purity, very precise formulated product that everybody could rely on, doctors and the public, to have the same excellent high EPA formulation every time. When you go into the CBD world, everywhere is different, and you could be taking a something, and maybe it has something in it the first time you take it, and the second batch has nothing, and that's been a big problem with the FDA writing letters and finding that there is no CBD, or there's not the right amount, or there's THC, and that's really hard for people.
Right.
So that's where we thought, we came in and we want to make, and we did, spent 3 years researching and making a line of CBD products with OmegaBrite that you're getting the same amount every time, it's the highest purity, that it's been tested by third-party testing for any kind of contaminant, and this is something that I can say, I'm taking this, I can take it on my own or work with my doctor, and I know each time I'm going to get the same benefit, and that's important for people to have that reliability.
It sure is. Now, if someone wants to get this, where do they go?
So they would go to our website for CBD, and that's OmegaBriteWellness.com, OmegaBrite wellness.com, and you can order it there on the website, or you can call our 800 number for it, which would be 800-383-2030.
Say that again?
1-800-383-2030 for OmegaBrite Wellness. And that's where you would get OmegaBrite CBD and OmegaBrite or omega-3 7010 capsules, as well as vitamin D and melatonin. And vitamin D, you may have heard, is very important in your immune.
Talk about that. Vitamin D is a big deal, isn't it?
Vitamin D is a big deal, and right now we need to increase our immunity and make sure that we're the strongest we are. And vitamin D is a very important part of that immunity, and it's very important for people to take enough vitamin D. Again, these are things that we can and need to take to help our body be strong and have a good immunity and a balanced anti-inflammatory system. That's what we want and need, especially at this time of stress, Ned. We really need to be in our optimal, everything that we can do to make us stronger.
And the melatonin is a wonderful natural sleep remedy, isn't it?
Melatonin is great for sleep. It helps many people fall asleep, and that's where melatonin is helpful. At this time, Sleep is very important to help yourself be stronger, have better immunity, and to manage stress better. This is a high-stress time, and, using the OmegaBrite 7010, having the OmegaBrite CBD to help with stress and manage your daily life, strengthening your body with the vitamin D, and if you need the melatonin to fall asleep, that's really helpful.
My patients often ask me, is there an upper limit to how much melatonin you can take?
Well, the research is that you need a very small amount, and you do better with just a small amount. But you can't hurt yourself with it, but you need less than you think.
So 2 or 3 milligrams?
Exactly. 2 milligrams in the research, and I think people will often take 3 milligrams. And ours is a 3 milligram product, a gummy melatonin OmegaBrite. And that helps people. You can't take too much, but you don't need to take that much.
Mm-hmm. So here we have it, the good news from Dr. Carole Locke on how to strengthen your immune system and just feel more in control. Take the omega-3s, OmegaBrite, and take the OmegaBrite CBD. Go to OmegaBriteWellness.com. And you can also check out the vitamin D, which is crucial. Most Americans are low in vitamin D. I just got my blood drawn a couple of weeks ago, saw my PCP, and I was so proud because my vitamin D was up where it ought to be.
Yay.
And it's because I've been taking these supplements. But most Americans are low on vitamin D. And it's a cheap supplement. It's not expensive. So, by all means, add that to your shopping list. So we got the wonderful omega-3, the original product, and then I'm beginning to sound like an infomercial. I don't mean to do that, but I love these products, and so I can't say enough about them. But so the omega-3s, and then the OmegaBrite CBD, the vitamin D, and the melatonin, and that will make your shopping spree complete. And truly good news. This woman and her company has been at this for 25 years. She is so scrupulous. Oh, my goodness. That's where her high amperage comes in. You can see it. She's a fanatic about being careful and scrupulous and absolutely pristine. These products do not leave her warehouse unless they've been checked up one side and down the other. I know that because I see her go cuckoo over tiny little details. She's fussy in a very, very wonderful way. You want someone to be fussy who's making supplements, that's for sure. Thank you, Carole. Do you have any last words you'd like to add?
Thank you, Ned. I think that this is a time that we will get through. It's a stress time, and we need to use whatever we can to healthily manage that. I think CBD gives people a real game changer in terms of something natural and effective. And we, I think that we're going to get through this together.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back to connection, one of the things about OmegaBrite, our omega-3, as well as the OmegaBrite CBD, is these are things that I have developed to help people connect better and be able to connect, because that's really, I think, the meaning of health is the ability to stay in connection.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's what we're all about on the podcast, trying to create connection. Well, again, thank you so much. And to learn more, go to OmegaBrite.com or OmegaBriteWellness.com. Dr. Carole Locke, truly one of the great pioneers in the field of supplements. And just wonderful to have you, and I'm sure our listeners loved it.
Thank you.
So that's it for today with Dr. Carole Locke. Remember to reach out to us with your questions and show ideas. If you want to hear Dr. Locke again or another guest, please email us at connect@distractionpodcast.com. You can email a voice memo or a direct email, and we absolutely live off of your comments and show ideas and questions. Now and then we do a whole show devoted to your questions. Distraction is created by Soundsgreat Media. Our recording engineer and editor is the illustrious and dapper Pat Keogh, and our producer is the ever ebullient and knowledgeable, not to mention brilliant, Sarah Guertin. The episode of Extraction you just heard was sponsored by OmegaBrite CBD, formulated by OmegaBrite Wellness, creators of the #1 omega-3 supplements for the past 20 years. OmegaBrite CBD, safe, third-party tested, and it works. Shop online at OmegaBriteWellness.com. That's OmegaBrite wellness.com.